Israel announcing today it will allow Egypt to deliver aid to Gaza. That area is still struggling after a deadly blast hit a hospital. And President Biden vows to continue support for Israel.
We're now joined by the Consul General of Israel to the Midwest, Yonam Cohen. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Good evening. Thank you.
Let's talk about the news that was brokered today, the deal that allows for humanitarian aid, much needed, to now go into Gaza. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's an important accomplishment because we try to make a distinction between Hamas, which is a terrorist group, and the Palestinian civilians who live in Gaza and suffer because of Hamas ruling in the Gaza Strip.
As you say, we need to separate and let people know there are extreme factions. It's not Palestinians versus Israel. It's those extreme factions, Hamas now. And now they're saying that that bomb that came down on the Gaza hospital, the hospital in Gaza, was Islamic Jihad.
Absolutely. President Biden confirmed this information today during his visit in Israel. And it's not just that Hamas are killing Israelis, they're also killing their own people. And this is the danger. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not specifying. And no. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No.
I was just going to say, you tell me how this got past Israel. You know, there's a big wall around the Gaza Strip. How did they get past that?
This is something we'll have to find out and investigate later. But the fact is that just last week, more than 1,400 Israelis were massacred in Israel. Entire families, children, mothers, more than 200 were abducted to Gaza and are now held hostage by Hamas in the Gaza Strip. So we're now focused on really eliminating the leadership of Hamas and guaranteeing peace and stability both for Israel and for the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.
By all appearances, that the Israeli ground forces are set to go into the Gaza Strip. If that happens, assuming that, what is the exit strategy? How long will they stay and how do they get out?
The major goal, again, is to eliminate the leadership of Hamas. I think we heard President Biden delivering a very important message today, that he stands with Israel and he supports Israel in this specific goal. Our goal is not to stay in the Gaza Strip, just to take out these terrorist radical elements and then have the Palestinian control and rule their own life.
There are rumors or thoughts that possibly the hostages could be in tunnels in Gaza, underneath in the tunnels. And we know that at least 12 hostages are American.
Right.
Do we know of anything, are they telling you anything of how they're trying to get them out?
We cannot share the information, and I don't pretend to have this information, but we know that we stand on this together. And I think if we're talking about humanitarian aid to Gaza, the most important humanitarian issue right now is to make sure we're able to release the civilians that are kept hostage by Hamas in Gaza.
Do you believe that Israel and Hamas could ever have any kind of a relationship that does not just go beyond one trying to eliminate the other?
I think that Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. As President Biden said, Hamas is only aiming to destroy Israel and to kill as many Jews as they can. But they do not represent the Palestinians. And I hope that after we eliminate Hamas, we'll be able to have more peace and normalization with the Palestinians who live in the Gaza Strip.
Do you see this getting larger, other people getting involved? We said Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah. What are we seeing in the future?
I really hope. I know they're very much tempted to enter and to join the warfare against Israel. I think the message that they hear from Europe and from the American administration is don't do that, don't dare to join. And I hope they listen very well to this message, just because it's not going to be good.
We've got about 30 seconds left here. What are your final thoughts on what's going to happen in the next week and how to bring about a lasting peace?
You know, we celebrated just a month ago, 3 years to the Abraham Accords, the biggest accomplishment for peace in the Middle East. I hope that by the time we're going to be able to eradicate the radicals, then we'll have the opportunity to have a broader peace with our neighbors in the Middle East.
Was it the right move for the president to go there, to Israel?
Absolutely so. I think that President Biden has established himself as the moral compass for the world right now. He came to Israel first to show solidarity with the people, but also to make sure that other radicals elements in the region do not jump into this conflict. And this is very important.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see this going? How far, and you kind of alluded to that, how far does this go?
Is it going to get bloodier?
You know what, I hope that by the next time that you host me here in the studio, we'll be able to talk about more Arab countries joining the peace agreements with Israel. We were talking just 2 weeks ago about Saudi Arabia joining the circle of peace with Israel. This is exactly what we were aiming for, and I hope that maybe you could invite me next month, and that will be the major focus of our
It's an open
conversation.
invitation.
Right?
It is an open invitation.
Last thoughts, or is Iran the wild card in all of this?
The fingerprints of Iran are all over, our region, and specifically in the Gaza Strip and in Lebanon. They're financing, they're training, they're inspiring Hezbollah, the Islamic Jihad, Hamas in the Gaza Strip. And I think that Iran, everybody understands today that Iran is the major factor of destabilization in the Middle East, and this is why it's a global major problem.
We'll have to end on that thought. We thank you so much,
Thank you for
General
having me.
Cohen,
Thank
for being
you. Be
here.
safe. Be
Thank you.
well.
Thank you.